Hello, I'm Jody Brenner Ginsberg of Ginsberg Law Offices. There are certain cases that folks have that we handle where it is a large settlement case and the Medicare Set Aside is also quite large. What is a Medicare Set Aside? Well, that is where a person who gets hurt and has a significant injury is either settling their case for a large amount because the lump sum is large because they're going to be out of work for a while or there's significant impairment, and also because they may need a great amount of medical care, the Medicare Set Aside. That is another level of complication in cases where either the person is 62 and a half years old or older and Medicare starts to say, hey, wait a minute, they're going to get a Medicare card soon. We don't want to be paying for the workers' comp issue. Or the person is younger than that but has a very significant injury. And sometimes what happens is those Medicare set-aside amounts are very, very significant and high and sometimes prohibit workers' compensation cases to be settled because the insurance company may not want to cough up a lump sum of money to you and then have that Medicare set-aside expense as well. There are different ways that we can sometimes deal with that. Sometimes it is simply, it's not going to settle. Other times we can be creative in those circumstances and maybe talk about, well, let's pay the lump sum, but let's leave the medical open and not have that have to worry about that lump sum piece on the Medicare set aside. You will get your lump sum of money on the future TTD benefits and potentially a permanent partial disability benefit depending upon where you are in the case. But the medical, we've had some good luck with in terms of talking with the insurance companies and saying, hey, let's leave the medical open. That way you get your money and the medical care continues. They keep paying it as it comes along as opposed to up front. And that can also alleviate issues with Medicare down the road because workers' comp has said we're stepping up and we're going to keep that medical open. And now you've got your lump sum of money. So it keeps everybody sort of happy because you're able to settle that piece out, but yet the medical can remain open. That doesn't always work. Sometimes the insurance company's not interested in doing it, but sometimes they are, and we can be creative. There are also other ways that we can look at the Medicare Set Aside number that has been given initially. And sometimes what happens is it's based on old medical records that they're using from the beginning of the case. But maybe now you're 3 years into the case and perhaps you're not taking as much medication. Or perhaps you've had the bulk of your doctors treat you. You've had your surgery, you've had your neurological care, and now it's more about physical therapy, following up with the doctors, etc., etc. Well, that cost going forward can be less, and so that Medicare Set Aside may be skewed in a wrong direction. Now, don't get me wrong, if you need future medical care and it's because you need specialty medical care, then that's going to stay in there. I'm just simply saying there are certain circumstances where we can point out to the insurance company that certain types of treatment may not continue into the future. We just had that one happen in a catastrophic case with the person had a very significant traumatic brain injury. And they wanted to settle their case, their spouse and they wanted to settle their case, and so we were able to do that with a lump sum of money to the injured person and their family, and then leave the medical open so that that person could continue treating at the Shepherd Center and all of the referrals that they needed. And so they got the best of both worlds. The point is, sometimes you need some creativity in looking at these cases and figuring them out. If you would like some help, we're here to help you. We can be reached at 770-351-0801. Thank you. Hi, this is Jody, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about all rights and benefits available to you under the Georgia Workers' Injury Laws, I'd like to invite you to download my Georgia Workers' Compensation Survival Kit that I created for folks just like you. Some of the topics I cover include: can I get fired for filing a work injury claim? 8 critical mistakes to avoid. Is it true that the insurance company will hire a private investigator to follow me around and videotape my activities? What happens when the insurance company is late with my weekly wage payments? 7 specific tactics I recommend to maximize your case settlement value. If you or a loved one needs to maximize your recovery from your Georgia workers' compensation claim, you'll find this survival kit important reading. Download your survival kit right now and at no cost. Just visit my website and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now, and as always, I wish you the best.